This is the binding cutting base available from Luthier Tool Company. Used in combination with the laminate trimmer, it will provide you an easy way to accurately cut a binding rabbet on your instrument. The binding cutting base is made to be used with the Porter Cable 310 or 7301 laminate trimmers. Start by loosening the 4 Allen head screws with the 9/64 Allen wrench provided, and then remove the handle from the base. Next, remove the 2 Allen screws with the 7/64 Allen wrench provided, and remove the rubber plate from the base. Now remove the base from your laminate trimmer and then place the binding cutting base from Luthier Tool onto the housing. Make sure that you line up the holes in the base with the holes in the housing. Use the screws that came with your router base to attach the Luthier Tool binding cutting base to the tool. Make sure that the base is centered with the collet of your router. You can use a 1/4 inch dowel or a centering pin to do this. You can now mount the rub plate back onto the base of the tool. For doing the business of cutting the binding channels, I'm going to be using a 1/4 inch spiral down cut bit. I'm going to insert that in the collet now. Make sure that you thoroughly tighten the bit in the collet. Once the bit is secure, adjust your base so the bit is not sticking out more than about 1/8 of an inch. Next, slide the handle of the tool back onto the base and push it forward until it hits the rub plate. You can then use the Allen tool to tighten the set screws. Once you tighten the set screws to hold the handle in place, the tool is now ready to use. One of the key features of this tool is the adjustment knob. Each revolution of the knob exposes or covers the bit by 1/32 of an inch. The handle is designed to fit loosely on the internal dovetail, and this is to keep a smooth handle operation. After the adjustment has been made, the locking thumb screw will lock the handle in place and onto the internal dovetail, keeping the handle and base rigid. Another great feature of this tool is that the lower bearing that indexes on the side of the guitar is adjustable up and down. This can accommodate thin body guitars. Before cutting the binding channels on my guitar, I like to do some test cuts. This way I know that the depth and width of cut for the binding scheme that I've chosen is correct. Before using the tool on your guitar, make sure that there's no imperfections. Make sure that your end wedge is scraped flush. Make sure there's no glue. If not, you'll just cut those imperfections into your channel. Also, another neat thing about the tool is you don't have to cut the full depth in one pass. You can dial it in and take several passes, taking nice, precise cuts until you get to the exact measurement you need. To minimize tear out when using the tool, it's best to come in at your widest point of the lower bout. Come in here and travel this way, and then travel this way. In the upper bout, travel down, and then back this way. Same thing here in the upper bout. Come in at the widest point, travel this way, and this way. And on this particular guitar, I have a cutaway. I also have a stepped channel because I'm using a black, white, black purfling line and then a regular size binding. And this tool makes it very easy to cut either of them first into the correct depth and the correct width. To use the tool, you can hold the handle here. The 2 bearings will index on the side of the guitar and will ride around like so. Then just turn the tool on, rotate it up until the cutter makes contact with the wood. After you make an initial pass, you can loosen the set screw and use this knob to adjust in until you get the exact dimensions you need for your binding scheme. In other words, you can slowly sneak up on your final measurement. So here's what the channel looked like after I made the pass. This pass was very shallow because I'm cutting the purfling line first, but the depth for both the binding and the purfling together. Next, I'm going to adjust my router so that it cuts deeper, so I'll cut the full depth of the maple binding that I'm putting on this particular guitar. Once I have the correct depth this way, I also need to adjust this because I'm going to be cutting shallower this time. And I'm going to do a test cut before taking it to my guitar. Once I have the correct setup, then I'm going to take it back to the guitar and cut the binding channel. Now that your purfling and binding channels are cut, you're now ready to install them.